good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing out there? What's up, y'all? It's the 30 Day Show. I'm Omi Bell, and here I am. This is day 7. Okay. I just want to say, somebody sent me a comment on LinkedIn and was like, what you're doing going live every day like this, or most people wouldn't do. Yeah, I get that. You know what I mean? And every day, right? Because I think like there's people who are live on radio shows every day of the week, right? And so I don't want to discount those folks, but at the same time, it's interesting. This is day 7, and it's the first Saturday of the series now, because we started it on March 1st, and March 1st was a Sunday, so this is the first Saturday of the series. And I'm just happy to be with y'all. I appreciate everybody for watching and tuning in. It's been cool, a cool 7 days. And yesterday we went over like full blown government contract and stuff. If you missed any of the days, just go to at the Omi Show on YouTube and go to the live section. You can see the full videos of the lives. If not, you can follow at the 30 Day Show on Instagram, at the 30 Day Show on TikTok. Oh shoot, I gotta hit the live button on Instagram. And and you follow if you follow the show there, you'll be able to see the clips from the show because we take it and we clip it up. By the way, if you go live on a streaming platform and you have to and then you hit Instagram does a separate thing. So there's that. I do have 3 guests coming in today. Cam's supposed to be here, but I don't know. Going live every day ain't for the faint of heart. So I sent him a message. He said he was coming. I don't know. We gonna see if he make it. We gonna see how long he lasts. But I appreciate him for at least attempting to take the jump with me. So there's that. I do have 3 amazing guests today, and so we're gonna roll with it. And I actually have a speaking engagement this morning. So that's another thing. I had to get up at like 5 and like look like something and put on some kind of shirt that looked like something because I actually got to go from here at 7:30. Like I literally need to end at like 7:25 today because I got to actually go speak. Um, so I'm gonna let my first guest up today, my good friend Tanika, ask you how you feeling.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You called me the other day, and that was the first time we talked in a while, and I was just glad to talk and just reminisce a little bit. You know what I mean? How's everything going?
It has been good. It's been an interesting past year. I would say this is my first year where I've, explored being under a new working role. This is the first year I've transitioned to a new role in a while, but I've
Mm.
also first year I've really dived in so many aspects of use of AI to help other businesses, use of AI to help me move faster, go further. I've been doing it, but it's just one of those interesting years where I'm seeing how everything has moved and shifted from the field that I work in. And we know, government can be a little bit behind, but it isn't anymore. So it's just been very
Really? Are you
interesting.
seeing that though? Like, are you
Oh
seeing
yeah.
that? Because I remember a time when like government would mean like they didn't even know what kind of tech they were using. You know what I mean? Like you be on
No.
Capitol Hill, like from office to office, they didn't even know this person might be using Microsoft Word or Google. This other person's using so like they didn't know what they were doing, to be honest. And then they created a government like task force internal committee around like tech, and that started actually I want to say that started under Obama, but they started kind of like trying to understand. So I often
Yes.
worry about the people who in our government have to make decisions about AI who may not even know how to use it or the fullness of it. But you're saying that like you're seeing it speed up. You're seeing like the understanding of AI speed up in our government.
It has moved from thought to theory to application to rapid
Mm.
application and use of it in um, not only development practices but advisory practices. It's everywhere. It's showing up in different places. there is a big push from this administration to have AI in your day-to-day workflow, and it is happening very fast. I mean, if you're watching the news, if you've seen what happened recently, we're in an AI war, AI battle, I'll say, with Anthropic right now, right? So there is so many different things happening where all of these AI companies, especially who are government affiliated, so your Anthropic, your AWS, your Microsoft, they're all, or in your Google, they're all in this field of how can we get how can we leverage the most resources so that the government can go further faster, and how can
Mm.
we also help them to realize the potential of what could happen. And each of these providers are doing it in their own separate ways, but we have seen, if you follow the news, what can happen when AI is being used. And a lot of the what's going on right now is that we're seeing AI was used, and AI was asked to be used for mass surveillance and autonomous weaponry.
You
So
know what's interesting about that? Is
what?
because on one hand they're saying, "Oh, well, like the government wants to use AI for massive surveillance," but then on the other hand they're telling us like, "Hey, nothing you're putting into these AI platforms is actually private." So like, isn't it already under mass surveillance? Like, I'm not saying that we should, like, hello, like what, like I just feel like
Yes, yes.
we're already
So
being mass surveilled, and I don't want to normalize that, but I think what happens in these narratives is that the constant conversation is built to normalize it. So like they say like, oh hey, this thing is happening. We told y'all this thing, but like, hey, this thing is happening, y'all. And look out, look out, oh look how they're trying to do it to y'all. They're trying to do it to y'all. Whole time is already happening to us. Same thing, AI, anyway, like we know that machine learning as technologists, right? We know that machine learning has been here for a long time. It's
mhm.
just that now where the language learning models are developing for everyday use, it's starting to be different. And the tech is evolving around what we can do with it from a human communication to it versus an engineer communication with it, right? That's the real difference that I want everybody to know. Like, it's not that AI is particularly new, and it's not that large language learning models are particularly new. However, it used to be a engineer to computer communication. Now it's like everyday human, everyday language communication, and that's one of the big shifts that's happening. You know what I remember? Okay, two things. First of all, I remember when and Cam is here. I'll bring him up in a minute when he comes back. I remember two things. One, I remember when everybody was adapting, like every time a computer thing is adapted, it would be like, oh man, oh God, here it comes. It's gonna kill us. It's like, oh my goodness. Are y'all ready? Look, here's all the risk. Here's all the because the adaptation of AI has been sort of like the adaptation of wigs. Okay, stay with me. So at first, now I don't know how old everybody is, Kim, I'll bring you up after this wig example. Okay. The I don't know how old everybody is, but I remember a time where if your hair was fake in any sense, it would be like, oh, that ain't a real hair. Oh, look at that.
Mhm,
That's a fake
mhm.
ponytail. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody was noticing it, and then you were seemingly acting as if your hair was real, but it wasn't. And then people would
Yep.
know it, and they'd be like, girl, because her hair ain't real. She got that raggedy ponytail. We used to put the ponytails in the microwave. Come on, where y'all at? Where's my people out there that remember the day where you roll the ponytail up with rollers, put that joint in the microwave, let it warm up, take it out, take the rollers out, put that joint on, you be ready to go. Okay,
I mean, I
okay.
did the drawstring, so I didn't.
Okay,
I was
okay, okay.
I'm not about to put that much effort, but a
The draw,
drawstring ponytail had me in a chokehold.
it was an error. Okay.
Yes.
But at first it was like, oh, it's fake. Mm,
Yep.
mm.
Yep.
Now it's like, I'm protecting my hair. And my hair is fake and I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I bought this wig and it's mine. Like, now it does not matter. Nobody's thinking about that. Like, it's fine. We love it. We adapt it. You look amazing. Like, it's like, how can we get the best wig? If you take a look at like the evolution of this AI conversation, First, it was like, oh, they cheating. These kids are cheating because they're using AI. Then it was
Yep.
like, oh, look at your email. That's AI. Oh, look at your writing. That's like, that's AI. We're not taking that. Now it's like, well, where's the AI in what you're doing? And now it's like, hey, are you not going to use AI for this? Now it's like, oh, you wrote that and you didn't actually ask. You put this into. Why did you get that wrong? Because you should have got that right. Because you got AI. Like now is at that point.
It's normalized.
It's normalized. And it's increasingly becoming normalized because now everybody just knows to expect it. You should expect that people are using AI at this point. Let me bring up Cam.
It's also where we're starting to see it. There has been a very distinct change in how AI is being used. So if some people may have not have been following, but Meta, as an example, they have pushed their interview process for their product management roles. These are not your engineers, these are your product managers. You have a vibe coding round associated with your interview, and you must leverage AI during that round. You must understand how to build product solutions, tell your story, shape your solution, and deliver it in a 45-minute discussion. So that's with the use of AI. Normalize how well can you use AI. That means, do you know how to which from a human perspective, you have to be really good at what you already do so that you can effectively prompt, structure, revise, and iterate over again and again with AI to get it done, delivered, and sold in 45 minutes.
Wow, I actually didn't think of something that you just said. Welcome, Cam, my co-host. You made it in, brother. You all right?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. This has been life on the road. Some of these Wi-Fi situations are not Wi-Fi.
Cam is just Tanika Cam.
Hello, Tanika, the AI architect. Where are you based?
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. I might need to employ you.
Well, we'll chat, Cam. We'll chat.
She's amazing. She's brilliant. And I mean, AI is what she is doing right now in terms of like where we are as a society, but like her level of like deep dives on like understanding strategy and business and data and hiring unmatched. Ooh. So 1000% like
all the right buzzwords.
Yeah, like she is the person that corporations are looking like. If she puts out a job there's somebody's hiring, you got like thousands of people been applying for it. Corporations know her impact. Like it's amazing. One of the things you said that I think is key because in adapting this, and this funny, I'm gonna keep on with the wig example, right?
Yeah.
To your point of like you got to be good at what you do to showcase that you're good at even this vibe coding in this interview, right? You know, like you even though like levels of wigs show itself. You know what I'm saying? Like yes, wigs are normalized now. Everybody go get one. But levels of wigs show itself. Levels of wig installation shows itself. Levels of you know what I mean? Like yes. you know the difference. You know the difference in quality, all that. In things becoming more, anything that's become normalized, it will end up in this understanding of like the good, better, and best. So I think that like what was first happening is he was like, oh, you know, people are gonna cheat the system, right? People are gonna cheat the system, and then they're gonna, you know, appear better than they are. And it's like, actually, you had to be good at something in order to appear better than you are with AI. But what that thing is what I'm saying the differentiator is key, right? So for example, you might be a great communicator and a terrible coder. Yeah, you might be terrible at coding, but you can communicate your ass off. And so in that case, if you can prompt better than anybody else, super valuable. Maybe even more valuable than the person who deeply knows code at this point. You know what I mean? And I think that's what, so now I think I would empower and encourage people to think about other skill sets you have and how that feeds into what you do with AI. Because then you may be able to come up with a whole new job that you didn't even know needed to be, or you may be able to show a unique vantage point that people didn't know was coming.
No, for sure. It is definitely becoming something where it's expected in many places that, like you said, it is being used, but now it's showing up in school, AI has been here, right? I don't know if in college everybody had turnitin.com. You had to do your report, turn it in to turnitin.com. You're like, ooh, I got a 60. That means I didn't either cite my sources right. It's saying that I plagiarized 40% of my paper. How was that happening? AI. It wasn't called AI at the time. It was just machine learning, which is the foundation of AI. But AI is the person that gets the name recognition for everything that we're doing right now.
Right. That's
And
so. Oh, that was AI. That wasn't even AI. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I think it was
We
the generative public AI, because just like with everything else, there's been the technology is been behind the scenes, or has been powering various programs and various actions, various websites. But once I think that there was the kind of like Judgment Day on Terminator 2, there was the day Skynet went on and off was when ChatGPT became public facing for the average person. That to me was the shift in AI. Even though those types of AI, ChatGPT, even existed prior to that day, but once it was like, here, public, get it for free, it's on the App Store. I think that
oh,
was Judgment Day.
it was I remember because people thought it was an email address. People thought you text it. They were like, how do I get it? Do I email it? Is it like chatgpt.com? Like what they didn't know how to get to it. But the reason ChatGPT became what it is, they made it extremely simple. When you went to their website, it was a screen with a box at the bottom that said talk to me, basically. And you asked it a question, it gave you an answer. And from then, what I will tell you what it has evolved in with and Omi, I was talking to you about this. I went from, okay, help me understand JavaScript so that I can implement an app script in a Google workspace so that I can help this small business push their trucking company, to automate some of their processes. And it went from, it wasn't that great. I was always using it for code, but it went from showing me best practices, writing a little bit of code here and there. I have to validate every single line, and I had to check, but it made me more intelligent in JavaScript because I didn't know. I'm Python. So it went from that to you can use it for research. You can use it for day-to-day writing. You can day-to-day comms. You can use it to generate art. You can use it to generate full-fledged websites. You can use it to write a 60-page research paper. You can do proposals. You can do grants. There are so many use cases of it, and it's to the point where it gave you on a screen the code that it recommended, and it would tell you it's based on, it may not have told you because it hallucinated, but it's based on going to Stack Overflow, all of these different websites, and what it knows is the best practices, and you had to vet it. And I think we're at a place where people aren't even vetting their code.
I was about to say, yeah, it went from, to your point, it went from like, hey, maybe this is a great suggestion, think about it, and then you still got to code it to, hey, this is actually what, just copy and paste this, trust this.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's even in a place where now you integrate it into your workflow, and you have it right. You give it a full plan. So if Omi was to say, I want to have a full website focused on what I do as a coach, you would give it enough information and it'll create a mock-up for you in seconds, right?
Oh, I literally did that. Like literally what you just said. My whole website right now, omibell.com, I vibe coded that on Claude. So you gotta,
and that's exactly what I mean.
And then here's the thing. Then I said, well, where should I put this? So first I went back and forth. First, so for people out there, I had somebody, the web developer I use all the time, she was gonna charge me, and it wasn't really a lot. She was gonna charge me like $1,500 to like just do my page over. Cause I'm like, I'm evolving into so many things. I'm doing the wellness side of me, and I really want to put that forward more. And so what she was like, okay, it was gonna be $1,500. It's gonna take me 3 days. I mean, it's gonna take me a week. I said, well, okay. So I'm gonna just go try it. So I went to Claude and I said, ask me questions so that you can get to know who I am and what I'm working on. So then it would give me questions, and then I just the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I talked about this the other day. Back and forth Q&A. And I did that for maybe like an hour. I did that just talking back and forth, not building anything yet. I just did all that for maybe like an hour. And then maybe hour and a half of that. And then after that is when I was like, okay, well, I want to build out a web page that represents this, yada, yada, yada. It built the whole thing and it gave me the HTML file. Then after that, I was like, okay, this is great, but like it looks blank. It doesn't have any photos. So then I uploaded photos and I was like, okay, then I want this. And it took me about 4 to 6 hours. It took me about 6 hours to do the whole site all the way like it is, booking links, everything. And then I was like, well, where am I going to put it? Because keep in mind, so this took me back, right? So speaking from like a web developer standpoint, engineer standpoint, then I'm like, where am I going to put it? Because I was using like Wix, and a lot of people using like Wix or Squarespace and things like that. And I'm like, but it was like, it gave me the app, Netlify. It's like, go to Netlify, rename this file index.html, put it on Netlify. But this has been a long time since I built like a website where I actually had to go like almost FTP. Like production and publish, like I haven't done that in years, okay? But it was so simple now because even the other platforms that you're putting your file transfer protocol, that's what FTP means for people out there like, what? But but now you can do that in a few seconds. So now all I gotta do is drag and drop the file and then push it to production, and then it's out there. And I'm done. I had to go and do the freaking security certificate though. That was honestly the biggest headache of the whole thing was not even building the website. It was the security certificate, shifting my domain, which they still haven't figured that part out. Like that part is still not as seamless as you would think to go get the security certificate and all that. It's still very manual. But
well, depending on how you've done it. So when you use Claude, did you use Claude.ai or were you using Claude Code from your computer?
Great question. I was
What's
just using Claude
can you
AI.
share with the people? Can you share with the people, including me, what's the difference?
Yes. So I told Omi we'll see what we can get done in this session, but this is Claude Code. I just gave it
hold up, I'm gonna share
my screen.
Yeah.
So this is Claude Code. I just gave it a really quick prompt, but overall, this is the Claude Code application. I'm just gonna give it some information really quick to help it to search. Oops. Let's see, founder of BGV. I'm giving it very minimum information so we can build fast. So the reason I asked that is there's so many accessible ways that you can use AI these days. So this is a version of AI that is running from my desktop. And on this desktop, you'll see what it's doing. I'm giving it a very minimal prompt, right? I can also ask AI to give me a prompt. So what Omi did was what you should be doing, which is going back and forth with it so that it gains enough information about what your goals are for your project so that it can build it out. So what I'm doing right now is it is going out. I just asked it to research Omi, build a website based on what you found. Don't ask me any other questions about that. Just build based on what you've researched and make it available. And so you see it's researching her. And
it is researching me. Yes. Oh my God.
And it's saying, okay, is this relevant? Is this relevant? Is this relevant? And I'm saying yes. I'm saying no. Or everything right now is yes.
I can't really see. So is it you're seeing in real time the various web links about Omi that is pulling up?
Yep.
Kim, if you hit the little square that makes it bigger, I think it's in the bottom right of your screen. I think you can.
Oh, I can see it
to full screen, and then you'll see it better. Yeah. But I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is interesting. Okay.
So this is a development environment. I'm using Visual Studio Code and I have just installed a Claude Code extension. Now, you also have Codex, which is ChatGPT's autonomous coding agent as well. So the reason I asked that, Omi, is you went the way most people would go. I go from the way an engineer may start, right? So I use actually both. I may go, now it's already put a plan together. I may go to Claude to understand what could be done. And again, I just started this 2 seconds before I actually hit share. So
Right. This is interesting for people who build websites too.
yes. So what has happened is you just told me you wanted a website, and it already has researched who you are. And I just gave it, again, you saw very minimal information inspired by her actual website. It's saying this is the brand, typography, and style that she has chosen. This is what we should structure the site. It should be structured probably with a home page, making about that covers her her journey as a teen mom who sold t-shirts. She was then she went to computer scientist, to digital coach, founder of BGV. She was an A&T grad, former K through 12 educator, patent examiner, spoken word artist.
Wow.
So it's now it's saying, okay,
That's
now,
not even on my actual website, which is kind of, I mean, like,
which
it's out there
because
about me,
it
but
has
this is not
research.
that's what I'm saying. It did the research about me because that is not actually what I have on my current website. But like, it's out there in like articles or posts or whatever. So I find that really interesting. I want to see, now I'm like, now you got me dialed in. So now I want to see what it's going to build. I'm like, what does it look like?
So it's giving us the technical approach. So I asked it to build something very simple. I can also iterate over this and ask it to build something deeper as well, with where we can go in and update the website so it have React. It can be very interactive. So what it's doing now is building it, and while it's building it, just going through. So when I spoke earlier, vibe coding can happen different ways. So vibe coding can happen through the UI of Lovable, your Bolt, Fire,
I like
Firebase
Lovable.
Studio. I love Lovable, right? It gets you solutions quick, fast. And what it does for me as an engineer, this is actually a solution that has been commercially available for a little over 2 years, and it's been to the point where now today you see everybody selling a Claude Code course. Everybody now everyone's picking it up and trying to see what's happening. They're selling courses and telling you how to go further, what you could do, what you can build, how you can build out solutions in that took 3-4 months in 3 days. So now this is how it's happening. So I'm using it for web development, but this could be used for AI machine. This could be used to build AI. The individuals who have built this use it to build itself. So
right. So one of the things I want to clarify for everybody, just from an engineering perspective, is the environments being used to code, right? Because I think one of the things that Ken was saying is like, what's the difference between like the Claude AI and then the Claude Code, and having I was gonna use just a development environment, IDE, having a development environment that you use that then you add the extension to, and then you vibe code through it, is what she's showing us right now. What's the name of this development environment?
Visual Studio Code, and I'm gonna stop sharing to share your website that it built already.
Oh wow, let's see my website that we just built in like 5 minutes. I'm cool. I'm like, is it better than my current website? Because I'm about to
Well,
be
we
hyped.
shall see.
Okay,
We shall
let's see.
All right.
Mysterious.
Very mysterious.
Okay, wait, what does it say? Biology. Oh, I love that. You know what? Okay, so what's significant about that phrase is when people ask me, like, what's the best advice you've ever received? This is the advice I always give. My friend, I consider her a mentor, Alicia Wilson. She's amazing. She's out of Baltimore. She's an executive at Johns Hopkins right now, but she's amazing. And this is what she told me. And this, I'm like, people say, what's the best advice you ever received? Be all that you are as soon as possible.
And I wonder where it found that at. Is it on your
I wonder
actual
where it
website
found
right
it.
now?
It's not a, what's interesting, I don't know where it found this at because I don't know that I've written it anywhere that I could think of. Now, I've said it in many interviews, but I don't know that I have it. I mean, maybe I may have posted it a while ago. Like my theme, what is it called, child? My tagline, I guess you can say, is
Yeah.
resist being average.
Yes.
So that it's interesting that it found that one and versus now, like,
maybe recency. Okay, so recency bias could play a part of this. Like if it found something where you said it most recently versus resist being average. Did AI and machine learning work very similarly? So everyone has been using, I always say everyone's been using machine learning. You've used Google search. You have used machine learning.
And that's machine learning in its best.
So there's so many ways that it shows up, but based on how the probability of resist being average versus your current tagline, the tagline that it has right now, be all that you are as soon as possible, how it showed up, how often it was the article or the story that was mentioned in was clicked on. It may not have all of that insight, but it may look at the domain of who, like, is it actually, for example, if it was CNN, it may rank that higher than an article on a personal website or a blog or a news outlet that may not be as what it consider higher rank. I mean, and that's biased because we might, as a community, we might not look at CNN as the best source of information. So as a community, we might have another source of information. So if my audience is to cater to the community, I'm looking at, well, what are the news outlet sources that I should be focused on based on the community that I serve? And CNN may not be that source. So that's where you also have to take into account bias.
That's interesting. I never thought about bias in that way. In a way, I mean, I've thought about it, but like, I think I'm always thinking about like racial bias, but I think or gender bias. But I like that explanation. Okay, keep going. Scroll down because I don't want to see the other things. If you're just joining us, let me reset real quick. If you're just joining us, welcome to the 30 Day Show. I'm here with my co-host Cameron Calvin and our guest for today, Tanika Askew. She is an AI architect and is a brilliant engineer. And we just literally vibe coded a new website for me in the last few minutes. And we were talking about how the code works and what it looks for and how it builds things out. You know, one of the things that I think is interesting about the way this one is laid out is I am always trying to decide to the point of like how you said, like, it may have searched and then found that I said something more recently and then used that, or it might be biased to a particular platform. I am always trying to figure out what is the best information for me to put out about myself. Because I have so many things that I do.
What do you mean?
Like,
why don't you segment it?
Segment it how?
Like, instead of like, you put different things out for different people, i.e. like, if you want to talk about sound bath, just talk all the relevant information about that. They don't need to know about BGV. They don't need to know about other stuff.
I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that because that is the historical way of doing it. However, where we're moving to is that how many platforms are you on? And then how you segment now is gonna be the difference between how you remember what to say on what. like I'm on a 30 Day Show right now, right? I have a ton of things that I work. Like I have a Sirius XM show. So on that now, everybody's so all in on all the platforms that I think it's hard to segment from, like, somebody's watching right now might want a sound bath, might want a coaching session, might need a grant for BGV, and so I'm finding it harder and harder to segment because the audience are so all into all the platforms. So, and I haven't segmented my platforms. So it's platform segmentation versus content segmentation. So there may be, like, for example, I have a podcast called Break Before You Break. That's only about my journey as an executive and all the, like, very personal raw things I'm going through, right? But like, I am not necessarily, and then I have a newsletter called Boardrooms and Breathwork, where I'm sharing some of those reflections, but nobody else is seeing me talk about it anywhere else. I'm not talking about it on Instagram. I'm not talking about it. So I think, Cam, we've moved toward platform segmentation versus content segmentation, because now so many audiences are on every platform. And I think it's getting a little harder to segment content the way we used to. So that's my thought.
It's
And not
extremely
saying it's
hard for a multi-potentialite. Like there's no way that
Can you
you
use that term again? I'm still in that multi-potentialite.
I
I
love
like that.
that.
Yeah, so someone who has potential across multiple domains. And
Mm.
so that individual can advise, coach, live, breathe, be strategically execute in so many areas that sometimes it's very hard to distinguish. And what will happen is you're on one platform and you're talking about this one specific domain area, and on that platform, some way, some shape or form, one of your other multiple areas where you are high potential, high performing, it's going to come in. It's by natural way of conversation is coming in. So you have to be able to
That's real. Just
try to
naturally is coming
delineate.
in. There's,
Yes.
you know what? I love that you said that, because
Oh, it showed your metrics too.
oh wait, let's see
Ooh.
what my oh
Oh, okay.
okay. That's how it's going. Okay. Actually, this would never be on my personal website. Like, and not
This is
because
BGV
Why
again.
wouldn't you?
right. I mean, it's a good question, Cam. But because I have been so, and this is something for me to think about. We won't break this down today. Okay, we might need a therapist for it. But I have historically separated me from BGV. You know why? You know what? I can tell you why. I've done that because in these platforms, I'm gonna take this off real quick. I've historically separated me and BGV because I've seen how some of the, and it's still founder led in the sense that, like, funders and all those people gravitate because of me in some instance, but I have a whole team that's doing work and people gravitate to BGV because it's its own entity. But I've seen the founder led things. Now founder led or like creator led is more popular. But I started this 10 years ago. And I've seen a lot of founder-led things not last. So I didn't want to build it so much around me that like if I disappeared from the platform, then nobody would follow or like or continue to engage or whatever. I wanted to be a mix. So like it's BGV, and then you see me every now and then because I'm the CEO. And I was thinking about that a lot. I've thought about that a lot, even though I don't know on the back end, is that really true? Like, it's still very much me. People still very
Bill
much
Gates,
associate it.
he
Yeah,
built it. He doesn't run it.
right.
Chair. And when we think about it, I think what you're doing is the right way to go about it because you want everything to sustain past Omi.
I do. That is the goal. Now, yeah.
But these
that
are
is the goal.
still your wins and your metrics.
Still my wins and my metrics, and I think that's something
And there's
too.
they're shockingly good numbers.
Thank you.
Like for the average person to say, "Hey, I raised $5 million in capital." I mean, yes, are you some big fund? No, but most people are just trying to raise 50,000.
True. I mean, to say so this
And these may not even
20,000.
be the number. This is what it researched. It could be higher.
What else? I mean, Tanika knows because she does our data. But this is what I would say. This is my data. So that's what I would differentiate to Tanika. Is that this is Omi data. This is so while BGV is, because BGV's data is like 2 times this, right? This is mostly my data. I have impacted 20,000 entrepreneurs. And that's internationally too. Like me as Omi is singularly. This is not as much. So that's what I also find interesting about what it found, is that this is more my data than it is BGV. But I would say like Founders Impact is probably more, because in the work that I had to do for Google Digital Coaches, we had to bring in like 300 people a quarter, or like, yeah, something like that. So like so I'm sure there's more. It's more than this in terms of Founders impacted.
And it goes back to, I do this with you, Omi. When you look at founders impacted, you're looking at who you know of that has been impacted because they've come through your pipelines, but you're not also looking at those founders who join a session, who's joining your show, how many people show up, how long are they there, those people who join any of your sessions that you host on Zoom. You're not looking at the broad range of impact. Whereas this is very direct. Like founders impact, it could be who signed up for this and continued forward with Google Digital Coaches versus who actually is on my newsletter, opening it on a day-to-day, on a week-to-week basis. Those people may be impact as well. I post something on LinkedIn, and if I think about impact, if I'm just looking at the impressions, that's what some people will look at as impact. But when you look at it, it could be someone clicked on that post, and I don't know how many people may have clicked on that post unless I'm tracking it, but that number could be much larger because you're looking at that person clicked on that post, they interviewed for that, they got a job, they increased their salary by 120,000.
So let's talk about this impact piece, because I think you saying something right now that people need to know. Number one, Tanika is our data analyst at BGV, so she handles our data and helping us crunch it and put together for our impact reports and things like that. She did our first impact report in 2019, 18, 19. And then she just did the impact report that we just did for our data analysis. One, let me say this. She helped me understand data, and I'm still figuring it out, as y'all can hear her coaching me right now. But I am first of all, we're going to need a whole show on data. So I'm going to have to bring you back to talk about data, just because one of the things that she taught me is about the forms that you have people filling out. The forms that you have people filling out to join your email list, or the forms you have people filling out to do things, simple things like come to your events. Like, we have so many open-ended boxes. Like, fill in the blank, fill in the blank, fill in the blank. She's like, no, stop with the fill in the blank, because that's not clean data. And it's hard to really, really quantify that and pull that into stories. Like, you might need one open box, but for the most part, you want to drive people to radio buttons as much as you can, or even if it's a multi-select, but like drive people to giving you the data that you're looking for, or hearing from them in a way that helps you be able to crunch the data so you can actually tell a story from the data. And I was like, oh, okay. Because like I'm thinking like, oh, we want to hear what they have to say though. And it's like actually not giving us the best information for us to be able to go and use. There's gathering data, and then there's useful data. And determining, is this data actually useful? We were gathering so many freaking data points, just gathering data just to be gathering data. Because I'm like, one day maybe somebody will want to know this. It's like, actually, girl, what are you doing? So I appreciate those calls to the carpet moments where it's like, look, what is this data doing for what you're trying to accomplish, and what does that look like? But again, I think we need a whole session just on data, because it gets deep. But to your point, how do you measure, like, you may not be able to answer this question right now, but I am never sure how to measure that extended impact, because how do you even track that? People come back and tell me later, oh my God, I came to your event and then I met this person, we partnered, and I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you. But like, I have no idea how I would have captured the click beyond the click, is what I'll call it.
I think there is distinct areas of measurement and where you want to see. And so we always talk about one of the bigger things, I know even with BGV, longitudinal survey. So as you go over time, you have founders who are coming in, and sometimes those founders show up with responding to those surveys. So you can see at 1 year, at 3 year, at 5 years, this is how after BGV, how they've progressed over time. You also have a lot of people don't think about reusing the content, right? Many of her founders have showed up on her shows. So if you take what you have from your show, Claude Code API, YouTube API, and you bring down the transcript from your show, you are now able to take and bring together and marry. I see what this person has filled out over time, and now I have a narrative to help marry that story together to tell me this founder joined BGV, was looking to raise $20,000. They met with me. They met with Omi, who introduced them to a VC who actually aided them in raising $550,000. And now they've gone on to employ 7 people who are running their day-to-day operations out of a business. Out of a business space from an individual who was met within the community of BGV. And from that space, those individuals collectively partnered to also share that space and share the space and collaborate on partnerships where each of their products show up once a quarter, once
And
a
all of
year.
that, all of that from a YouTube transcript. And
Mhm.
so I think that is super interesting. Somebody asked, what's the difference between Claude Cowork and Claude Code?
Claude Code is heavily focused
I did
on
that. I asked that question. You said somebody.
No. This is another chat. It says Derek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at my Instagram. Derek B275 said that.
Okay.
Did you say that? What did you say that at? I don't see it.
Wasn't that like the first question I asked? What's the difference between Claude?
No, you
You
never
asked
asked
it
the
with
difference
Claude.
between the website Claude.ai and Claude
And the Claude
Code.
Code. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yes.
there's Claude Cowork.
Claude Cowork is okay. This is really, really cool. So let's say I need I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this. So Claude Cowork is where you would integrate. So this is Claude.ai, the website. Then you have Claude Cowork, which is, I don't have Claude installed on my PC, but you install it on your PC and it integrates with Word, desktop, Excel, these and various applications to build you out. I'm going to give it the same prompt that I put in Claude Code, but I'm going to ask it to build me out a pitch deck.
Well, Lord knows I need a pitch deck, so you might have to send that to me. I do need that. Hey, partnership folks out there, okay? I want to get partnerships for BGV. We need partnerships, but also I need partnerships, okay?
So Claude Cowork is what you would look to say, I'm already in Microsoft Word. I need you to help me write out this product requirements document, this functional document, this memo to founders, this mark comms for my Instagram. I need to create strategy on a 30-day Instagram plan, 30 days of streaming, 30 days. While you're in Word or
while you're in Word, not on like Claude.ai. So
exactly.
Cowork is like, okay, go ahead. But what?
I was gonna say, but Claude.ai will allow you to leverage those same capabilities within this platform. So you can, it's creating it and you can go back to the other us. But the goal of it is, I would say, looking at what you're using it for, right? So I, as an engineer, I'm looking to build something that's technically found. I might start in Claude.ai to see. Claude.ai, I'd say, is good for prototyping. It'll show you designs and things like and structure and things like that. But when I actually want to build something, as the website that I shared earlier, I may be using Claude Code for that versus Claude.ai. And then Claude Cowork, there was an article. You have to be very careful what permissions it gives. Someone downloaded Claude to their desktop. Their wife had a photography company. They used AI Claude to clean up and they gave it all the permissions.
Mm.
So if you were watching the screen earlier and saw me click yes, there's two sets of permissions. I can give it one-time permissions to do things one time, or I can give it all-time permissions. Like, this is something that I may need to do more. So continue to have those permissions and stop asking me for permission. So likely that person gave them all permission. So they wrote a nice prompt asking it to clean up their desktop. They run it out of space. It erased all of his wife's photography clientele photos because
Oh my God.
older than 2 years. So it cleaned them up. She's livid. She's pissed. And it not only recycle binned them, it deleted them permanently. So effective for what
Wow.
he wanted it to do, ineffective for the actual purposes, because he did not do, as like Omi said, ask me questions first before we understand. Because having AI prompt you can help you make sure you're making the right decision. So
Mm.
if you are unsure, always do that. And so it looks like it came up.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what my deck looks like. My thing is like, oh,
I
it
did
looks
an
nice and gold.
HTML.
My thing is
it an eight? What is the format of the deck like in terms of?
It built her interactive deck. So this is what someone would do, like if they want your deck on the website. So it built her an interactive deck that she can incorporate to a website. I'm now asking it to create a PowerPoint deck, and what you'll see is it's understanding what are the PowerPoint skills. So when we look at skills, the way that AI is able to do this is because you are giving AI very structured prompts. And I'm showing you the code behind it. And what's happening is you're giving it what is called a skill. And in the skill, you can edit your skill to be focused on your brand, your typography, your how you like to show up from a documentation standpoint, or any skill, but documentation in this case. So this is the skill. There's nothing here. It's just basically nothing too different, but basically it's saying generate a slide, convert it to an image, inspect it, see if there's any issues, fix the issues, verify the slides, keep repeating this until no more issues. That's what a human would do. You write your slides.
and that's pretty much the code in like layman's terms. So it's like, here's the layman's
Exactly.
terms of what we're gonna do, and then here's the code version of what that looks like.
Yes. And so it's also saying this is what it's doing is the reason it's converting the slide into an image, because as a slide, so most people don't know, Word documents are XML, and PowerPoints come together, and they need, so Word documents are XML, very easy to read XML because it's already in a language that most systems and technology knows. PowerPoints are harder because of the way that they are put together. So if I convert it into an image, now I'm using image recognition to understand what's on it versus actually going through and piecing together the components and trying to look, does this component look like it should be on the left side, should be on the right side? Is that correct? And so what it's doing is putting it in an image so it can visually inspect it and then add additional updates around that. So
okay, it's giving it generate. Okay, but go back to the visual though. Go back to the HTML one for a second.
Okay. This is the HTML version. And so in this HTML version, it's basically saying
I like how it's got universe at the top. I know. I don't know what it means. Nobody knows what it means. It's provocative.
We didn't even finish the other website as well.
We didn't. Click on the word universe though, because now I want to know what happens. What is going to say my universe is? Oh, it's the external.
Universe of people, like universe of.
I don't know.
I'm highly intrigued. I'm telling you, because I'm in the middle of like, I have two people tasked on our team to make a new landing page for our merch drop, new landing page for the new season of my podcast, and we have about 4 different programs that we need to make pitch decks for, not pitch sponsorship pages or decks for. And the fact that we just vibe this out in 15 minutes is making me rethink, like, why is this taking weeks?
Right. That's the
Taking
other
weeks
part.
because as humans. So now we're into. Okay, so now
Look,
we are.
in real time, I didn't push send yet, but I was about to send a real angry email like, we only been on live for less than an hour, and I'm seeing stuff. Yes, would I want this tweaked a little bit and better? Maybe, yes.
Oh, there's
this
the
damn
Omi
near,
universe.
but this is damn near ready to like hit send.
Yeah, all I gotta do is do a couple edits.
And I got stuff that's on people's desks for the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'm like, bro, why am I paying you?
Herein lies the challenge. Go ahead. Okay.
Well, the
So
challenge is
defend their
also-
jobs for me right now. Defend their jobs.
Defend their jobs.
What we are seeing is okay. This
Okay,
is
wait.
nice. Okay.
Before we hold that thought, don't forget it. So I actually really love this. Actually, you know what's interesting? I don't have a deck about me. I don't have a deck about me. That's like, cause everything's BGV. Like I'm always, if it's partnerships, if it's whatever, I'm going at the BGV. I actually don't have a deck that's about me. But I guess that's interesting too, because for me to go after partnerships myself for shows, for the Today Show, partnership sponsors, or for other shows that I'm coming with, it's something for me to think about. Actually, yeah, I don't. So now I need to go back and think about creating a deck for myself.
And what's funny is when Naomi and I talked, I was like, what am I going to talk about on this show?
Right.
Oh,
You cooking.
oh,
Like, what?
homie, you got the whole show. You got the whole show.
So,
wait,
I have a question about, yes, before I say defend their jobs, let me not do that. That's disrespectful. But on a public forum.
it's really what we're seeing is happening in real life.
My question here, because I have not been a Claude adapter. I was a ChatGPT Gemini suite adapter.
You got to get into Claude, bro.
No, and I get it. People on our team use Claude, but we don't have enterprise because we are there.
Me neither. I got the individual.
Oh, you said you don't?
We don't have it for any of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I'm curious to this as I migrate from, I want to get off ChatGPT completely. I want to migrate to Claude.
Well, we saw, 100 million people sign up for Claude in the past week after everything that they
created that button.
Now is the time because a lot of people have moved from ChatGPT. I follow the AI fights. Someone needs to make a series, but essentially, Anthropic basically said you cannot legally use our tools and our solutions for mass surveillance and weaponry.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, we got that. We covered that.
I'm saying,
OpenAI said, yeah, that's right. Oh my God, no, you shouldn't be doing that. And then government said, hey, OpenAI, we got a contract for you, be kicking them out. And they said, oh, whoa, let me backpedal a little bit. They signed the contract. So what ended up happening is OpenAI, 90 million uninstalls,
190 million uninstalls. That's crazy. And I'm looking at mine right now. My plan renews on March 29th. So now I need to be like, I need to cancel my joint. But wait, okay, 2 things. For one, Cam, to address what you were asking, is that there was a Claude that created a button that's like import from your other GPT.
And so I was getting to the reason that they did that. It already existed for paid users. So Cam, the reason they do that is ease of integration into the platform. A lot of people didn't know about Claude until this battle, right? And so they may have heard of it, but they weren't people don't want to learn a new platform. It already knows me. Some people use it to speak to each other. Some people are using it as a partner in what they're doing and whatever. So they're getting advice. So they don't want to reteach a whole nother platform about them. So OpenAI has an export option, and very similar to, I mean, you should always be able to export your own data. It's your data about you. You can also opt out of training these platforms with your data, going into settings and clicking opt out so that your data isn't used for training new models. But what you can also do from a free perspective with Claude is now import your data from the other platform. So now it doesn't have to spend time learning about you. So that, because of the large number of users who've come over, and I would tell you, I knew something was wrong because my Claude Code, I was in it, and I'm using it to help me learn about stocks and in investment markets. And Claude Code was down from 10, somewhere between 10 to 11 on Sunday night. It did not come back up or work until, and so I ended up having to switch to Codex. But it did not come back up until Monday around 11 or noon, somewhere around that. Somewhere on my, I know it's when
So
I
people
took
broke
lunch,
them. People then broke Clyde.
they broke it. So it was because they had so many
So many people were switching.
So it is definitely, I would say, import it and bring over and start to ask it very similar questions. It will help it to know who you are and learn about you faster. The goal being something like this pitch deck. This pitch deck knows
So a
nothing
quick
about
question.
Omi.
Let me slow that down. You feel like Claude can learn about you faster than the other ones?
No, the import option
The import options of just
will allow
yeah.
it to understand. What it's doing is, anytime you use the platform ChatGPT or Claude, it's giving it data so that it can understand who you are, what you like, your styles, how you respond, how you reply.
Now,
And
now here's my thought. So first, shout out to everybody who's listening. Shout out to Maria. We love you too, Maria. Thank you so much for joining us the morning crew. And shout out to everybody that's tuning in on Instagram. We appreciate y'all. It's a 30-day show. I'm here with my good friend and co-host Cameron Calvin and my good friend Tanika Askew, who's the AI architect, hiring guru, all the things. So many what was it? Multi-potential light.
yes,
I like that.
Multi-potentialite.
Yes, we're gonna start using that. So one of the things that differences between Claude and ChatGPT. Let's talk about that. ChatGPT is way more human, in my opinion. So it's way more affirming, which is why OpenAI is under chat. There's 8 lawsuits right now for ChatGPT because they're saying that it has been helping people commit suicide, basically. And there are some people who are sad about it shifting because they're saying that like it's an extension of their life, like they're like it's just a partner for them because of it's so affirming. Like the way that ChatGPT talks to you and the way that Claude talks to you is different. Another thing is that, in my opinion, ChatGPT holds memory better than Claude. Like sometimes when you go from thread to thread in Claude, sometimes it will not know what you talked about in the other thread. And so sometimes I have to like redo things all over again, or I have to ask it like, hey, how do I help you learn in this thread versus the other thread? But I also could be missing something in memory. So I'm not going into the back end memory of it.
I have the same issue. What I've learned is copy and paste the thread URL. Say, I will copy that URL is a unique identity. So on the back end, that URL has a bunch of numbers and letters. That's a unique identifier.
But what do I find a URL for the Claude thread?
So when you go to Claude, so I'm gonna paste
I'm gonna put it up. Yeah, show me, because by the way, while she's pulling that up, Tanika helped me with the booking link for the show, for the 30-day show. I was like, why is it saying that there's no, like, one day? So pretty much everybody was booked up almost immediately. Every day was booked up almost immediately. And I was like, we don't have any more slots left. And so then I went to look at it, and she's like, I'm like, but wait a minute, like on this day, it doesn't have anybody. Something's blocking on my calendar. So she showed me inside of Calendly where you can actually go look at the conflicts. And it's like a little button you could press, like a little, and it's not obvious. That's the other thing. Like some of this stuff is not obvious, and it's not like sort of natural to just find it. You like, I don't even know how she do it, because I'm like, how did you even find that? But it's
Reverse
like
engineering, like having engineering design. I know that every chat gets a unique ID. It has to have a unique
it
ID.
has
How would
to.
you know?
Where do you find it at? Where do you click to find it?
So I went to the URL, and in the bottom left, you see this. I pasted the URL.
But how did you go to the? You mean just like every time Claude is generating or AI, there's a new URL popping up at the top?
Yes.
Or so you just
No,
take it
every
from the,
time every chat has a URL.
but
new
where
URL.
do you find the URL chat is what I'm saying.
When you're so when you're
This
in
URL you have highlighted down at the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
where did you get it from?
the URL bar, the bar at the top where you type in Claude.ai.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So from the regular URL bar, a new thread, every time there's a new URL in that bar. That's what
So
you're saying.
every time you create a new chat, it generates a new URL.
Oh, a new chat.
So what
Okay.
you do is this, it has actually gotten better. So you can ask it to find all chats where I talked about X, Y, and Z, and use that chat for the context of what I'm about to discuss. You can also give it, I have found success in giving it the URL from the chat, which is probably just taking that back part that I highlighted and saying, okay, this is the ID. I know what we're talking about. I got it. This, and it summarizes what we were discussing.
Oh, that's super helpful. Okay, thank you for saying that.
But yes, I definitely
I be in there like I be so mad when it messes up, because I be in my groove, I be in my zone, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, oh yeah, time out, you need to start a new chat, and I'm like, oh, start a new chat, why? So I would say that, like, I will say,
I hate
it. I hate that too. ChatGPT is a little better about that. Well, this has been amazing. We kept you on way longer than I think you even figured you was gonna be on. So I really appreciate you talking to us. I'm gonna definitely have to bring you back to talk about data, because I think there's so much information that I learned from you over the course of you crunching our data that I feel like it's so helpful for other people to understand, and it's helped shape how I think about data moving forward, how I think about capturing data, how I think about what data matters, like that, like measuring impact is huge because we're an impact organization, but measuring impact is huge for everyone, and trying to figure out like what does that look like. And I think more people, especially if you think about your unique vantage point as you're trying to build out a business or fundraise, like you need to be able to talk about your thing at another level. And the way to do that is to really be able to observe your data. So we're gonna have to bring you back another time. I appreciate you.
No
this is
problem.
So good. Where can people, oh wait, I didn't put up where people can follow you. Where can people?
It's Tanika Askew on LinkedIn, Twitter, and if it's Tanika Ask ASK _ YOU on socials.
Okay, yeah. I think let me see. Wait.
I don't know if I can.
I'm putting it up now. I had to put it up. Oh, and then also, what do you want to put up? Like, what's where people can go? What's your company? You didn't even plug your company.
So because Omi knows
we're all about the promotion over here.
Yeah, what's up?
So I was gonna say just go to my website, TanikaAskew.com, but
is it the letter U for your IG, or is it the word U?
IG and Twitter is YOU.
Okay, so Ask has 2 A's.
Tanika,
like Tanika ask you like this. I'm gonna show you. Am I doing it right?
In the chat too.
Like that?
Underscore after ask, and then YOU.
Okay, got it. Hold up, I can shift it. Hold tight. Hold the line. Hold the line. But this was so good. This was so good. I think people are gonna want to know what to do with their data and with their AI. I'm so glad we walked through that because I'm all about like how can we make it practical. Like so many people have all these different things they do, and they be talking all high level, but I'm like, just show me how to do it right quick.
And that's me.
So yeah, no, I love that. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. The
Thank you
goal
so
of
much.
this is
This has
to just
been.
show
You just let
accessibility.
me get deep. You just let me deep dive in for me as well.
You didn't send that email on me. I saw him typing.
Right.
Oh, I sent that email. I sent that email in real time. Sorry for the host. I sent it. I pared it down, but I had to.
You probably
I didn't
used
want to.
AI.
I was like, yo. I screenshotted literally on the back end studio.
I
I
mean,
screenshotted 2 things. It said I was like, why is this taking so long?
I
Right.
would say,
Can you help me defend these people's jobs? Not these people's jobs, but in general. What
I
is
would
it
say
that
if you again, Claude is use it how you like. I would use it as thought partner. It's very what we did today, you can do I walk my dog, I use voice, I talk to Claude. It could have generated that while I'm on the walk. By the time I get back home, I have the day. So
that's the part I love.
again, you are looking at something that you all can use. Everyone is able to use these tools and solutions. And what you may imagine, what you think may not be possible to do, just ask. Like, just ask. It'll even tell you, I can do this, or maybe you should revisit this website, or like Omi mentioned before, these are websites where you can get SSL certificates. Maybe explore this. If you connect it, even for example, Omi, if you've connected it to like your AWS account, you give it authority to actually build it out, find the cert, install the cert. It can go far. So just keep going through, I would say, iteration cycle, learning cycles, right? Every time you prompt, you learn more, you understand more. Keep doing that. Continue to do that. It will help you dive a little bit deeper. The bigger part of it is also, if it's giving you information, ask, Google it. And I say that not to be funny about it, but if you want to understand more about AI, Google how AI came up with these answers, or just Google the responses that it's giving you. I don't put full 100% trust in everything that it produces, but what you can do is start to Google and understand, like, how did it get to this answer? Is this valid? Is this accurate? And in that process, you will learn more. So
yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I
yes,
appreciate
thank
you.
you.
This was so great. All right, have a good rest of your weekend.
You all.
All right, bye. What's interesting about it too is like sometimes I'm talking back and forth to the AI and I'm like, that ain't true because and then sometimes ChatGPT is like, you know what, you're right. That wasn't right. That wasn't the case. Let's revisit that.
see,
Let me
a lot of
update it.
people talk to a lot. I don't do that. A lot of people talk to the ChatGPT specifically. I hear it often where like in conversation, hey, how are you doing? What do you think? But I know it can talk like that. And I know it can get to learn your colloquialisms and your voice and your mannerism. But it's like I still try to keep it very like tight explanation. But
see that but here's the thing. You got to know what kind of processor you are. I mean, you're not if you talk to like you're talking to a robot and it's gonna talk back to you like it's talking to a robot. So
sure.
I'm like, look, hey, this is all I'm thinking. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Whatever. That's what I said. ChatGPT is very affirming. But Claude, I think is more precise. The storytelling. If you're doing any level, listen. If you're doing storytelling, Claude, 1,000%. ChatGPT sucks at it. But any levels of storytelling, I would say you got to use Claude, like for sure.
Any level of storytelling.
Storytelling, Claude.
Because what?
It's better at it. It is
Let
much
me
better
break
at
that
it.
down. When you say storytelling in like scripting, storytelling in
Scripting, social posts, if you're doing podcasting, if you're reporting, like even reporting, like, yeah, all of that. Like, I would say any level of storytelling. Okay, I'm gonna bring up our next guest because I actually gotta hop right at 7:30. I got a speaking engagement at 7:30. So I actually need to hop like at 7:25 actually. It's just yeah, because I was like, dang, they said it, and I was like, I can't come until 7:30. The we are Black Girl Ventures is partnering with Jack and Jill, South Central region, and they are doing a walk for March. And so all the proceeds will go to BGV, and it's a family march. And so you can log your hours. You can, if you go to my Instagram, I have a collaboration post that you can see that is showing the speaking engagement I'm doing today. But yeah, we'll be posting about it on Black Girl Ventures as well. You can also stay tuned to the Jack and Jill socials to find it too. So we are partnering with them. They're doing a family walk for March, and like people log their hours, and after so many hours, there's so many donations, and those donations will come to BGV. And I'm so excited to be partnering with Jack and Jill and the great work they do in the Black community. And with children and moms, right? Like that is.
I love Jack and
really
Jill.
lit.
I'm a Jack and Jill alum myself.
I knew that. I could have guessed it.
So
But it's
hold
like-
on. When people say that kind of get to me. Like
It's
yeah,
giving.
you look
it's
like a
giving.
Jack
You might
and-
have been in Jack and Jill. You know what I mean?
It's
Like that is.
giving-
But you cool
look
though.
like a
You're
Jack and
great.
Jill. You act like you were in Jack and Jill.
Yeah,
What's that supposed
it's
to mean?
giving. It's giving. You probably. You know what? He probably was.
It's giving. I got confidence. That's what it's
It's
giving.
giving. Your people might have some money. Your people got some money. That's what it might be. You know. Your people. You know. You got a
Anyways,
little bit
that's
of.
not it. No, my dad was. We were 6 people in a 1 bathroom and 1.5 bath house for the majority of my life. My dad is a working pastor. My mom is a community organizer. I just had really good parents who were really popping and doing stuff in the community. And they were like, money or no money, you need to be in Jack and Jill because you add to the fabric of the Cleveland Jack and Jill chapter. Boom.
First of all, you said bathrooms. You didn't say how many bedrooms in it. Older houses didn't have a lot of bathrooms. Let's be clear. Come on, bro. Anyway, let me bring up Dana. Okay, come on. Hello, Dana. Welcome. You on mute? Wait, you're on mute. You're on mute. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Hi,
There you
good
go.
morning. Good morning.
morning. Welcome. We have been talking about AI this morning, and it's interesting because you're an artist, and I'm
Mhm.
curious about what are you seeing from on the artist front, right? Like, how is it impacting art? Do you think it will shift art significantly, or do you think art will be able to sustain in
Uh,
in its current form?
I think art will always sustain, but I think that you need to learn how to use AI as a tool within your artistic practice, and you need to stay on top of different advances in AI so that you stay relevant. Um, I'm a fine artist, so I use AI pretty much every project that I do now. I use AI. I'll take someone gives me a photograph to do a portrait. I'll create a line drawing in AI of the portrait, and then I'll put it in my projector, and then I'll trace it, and then I'll paint it. So instead of
what? That's so interesting for preciseness. Like,
yes, exactly. And instead of it
And
taking
it
me
probably
like half a day to create a line drawing, it takes me 10, 15 minutes.
And my question there, because I think with artists, it's and pleasure to meet you, Dana.
Hi.
I've sat on a few panels, and I'm on the board of trustees for the Howard University Chadwick A. Boseman College of Fine Arts, and this is like one of the top topics we've been talking about for the last 2 years. And legally, with artists, depending on how much and where they're pulling from various AI channels and how much of that they're putting forth as their art or starting points, there's such a murky water of like intellectual property and ownership, the ability for it to be used, the ability for something that you maybe didn't create at all with AI that is being ingested and being used as a learning tool for the platforms that then elements of it can show up in other places. I think that is to me the scariest part of the art because like when I look at the painting behind you right now, I'm assuming that's one of yours. Or
Yeah.
when I talk to artists
It's
who,
beautiful, by the way.
yeah, it is. I
Thank
love the
you.
color and the
It's for
contrast.
sale if you want to buy it. DanaTopHope.com. Okay,
Yes, I love
I'm
continue.
that. Look,
um
we could have did the other day. An artist came on. She actually showcased like the art that she had. So yeah, no, we here for it.
we might have to do a little virtual art show or something.
Ooh,
Say
That
that'd
less.
be
way.
dope. I like that
Yeah,
idea.
say look,
Mhm.
I did execution. Let's talk about it. But I'm just curious of like how you've been navigating the legal use of it. It doesn't seem like that to me seems like a very practical way. Like, hey, I can cut half a day of my art creation time. I'm not using the actual art of the AI or anything of that
Mhm.
nature, but it is helping me do what I do. But I know plenty of artists who are integrating or just tweaking various versions of stuff that comes out virtually or copy all those things. Like, how have you been navigating that IP, that all of the legal aspect of creating with and on top of AI?
So I'm always on top of copyright. I don't play with copyright. So a lot of artists will pull images from online. You shouldn't do that. I know
Mhm.
artists that have been sued because they pulled images from online, just pictures from wherever. So I stay away from that. I subscribe to several image databases so I can use those images. And a lot of times I pull images from there and then I'll use AI to kind of help me craft a concept. It's not necessarily AI creating it for me. AI is helping me put together the concept that's already in my mind, and it's definitely demonstrated through the prompts. Uh, in terms of digital art, I create everything from scratch. I don't use AI to generate images for me and then tweak those. I feel like that's definitely where that murky area comes into play. And you really don't own that image. You just tweak something. There have been some controversies in art competitions as of late because people are generating images on AI and then they'll go into like a platform like Procreate and tweak the image and then submit it to an art competition like it's their original work, and it's not.
Mm.
And so for me, I just try to have integrity with my work. I try not to pull images from online from unlicensed sources. I don't use AI to generate images for me. I might pull an image and then use AI to create line drawings or say put the lamp on the other side of the room that's already in the
Mm.
image that I have. But I don't use it from scratch from a prompt. Say, hey, make me a pink elephant on top of the building. I don't do that. I don't.
Even though that
Yeah.
might be a dope picture, but
Yeah.
the but okay. So one, I love that. I do feel like so there's levels, right? Dana is a fine artist. Like in my opinion, is at this other level where like I feel like the purest of the industry are gonna hold to you're not gonna disrupt us. Now, it's different from like music, where the capitalistic folks and the opportunistic folks in music are going to eventually fold. They're going to say, okay, well, look, that AI song was good enough. Let's go with it. Like they're going to eventually say, oh, well, let's make AI fit in here. Let's create let's create a Billboard category for AI. Let's create a Grammy category for AI. Let's create a country music category for AI. Like they're gonna,
It's
that's where that
happening.
industry,
It's
yeah,
already happening.
that's where they're going.
Yeah, I'm a part of an AI chat with like over 200 creators of color from around the world who post. We talk about AI. We post articles. We post movies that they've made. Projects that we're doing. We post it all in the chat, and we like literally. at first it was like 10 posts a day. Now it's like over 100 posts a day in this WhatsApp app chat because AI is advancing so rapidly. But in terms of music and even art, everything, I feel like you have to learn. AI is here to stay. I feel like you have to learn to incorporate it in your practice. You have to know what's going on. You have to know the different tools that get you from A to Z. And if you don't, you'll be left behind. Now, I feel like for fine art, like you said, it will always be relevant to be able to look at something and draw it and paint it at a high level. But I feel like if you can, what's happening now, a lot of people are incorporating digital technology into their artwork, AI technology into their artwork.
Into the actual artwork.
Yeah, like paintings that move and shape and do things like on the wall, like you plug them in. So yeah, so I feel like it's a tool. We have to, the world is gonna keep changing and we have to be willing to adapt. And I understand being a purist, but you can still maintain your integrity within your work and learn these new tools and learn how to incorporate them so you don't get left behind. So.
What do you have coming up? So this beautiful painting behind you, talk to us about it. What's the name of it? What was the inspiration behind it?
Oh, I should have put my other painting up because that's the one. Okay. So this painting, it is.
This one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm on your website now. You got some good stuff.
Thank you. I mean, feel free to put it in your cart. But anyway, this painting here is called Golden Aura, and it's a part of my 40 Blue collection. So when I turned 40, I've been creating this throughout my 40s. I've been creating this series of blue women. Blue is the color of the throat chakra. And I felt like when I turned 40, I really found my voice. It was like a switch went off and I was like, no to that. No, I don't want to. No, I don't like you. No. And I just found a different power. And I hear when you turn 50, it's even more than that. So I'm kind of excited about even
I just turned
50.
45 and it's a whole,
right.
You ain't even got to get it's
right.
Listen, it's a feeling. It's different.
It is. So this painting is a part of that series, and it is just speaking to. So for me, yellow represents joy and vibrance, and have you ever seen somebody walk into the room and it's like they brought the sunshine with them? So this is a woman who really knows who she is, and she is, because she's so sure of herself and because she's so well seated in who she is, she just brings the sunshine with her. So Golden Aura is the name of that painting.
It's beautiful. The colors are just popping. I like it. I should go get my Dana Todd Pope original from the Black and the White space. I won't hang it up. I still have it wrapped in plastic. I'm preserving it. Yeah, I'm preserving it. A lot of
collectors do that until they get like everything where it needs to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm preserving it. So I'm not putting it up.
Where are you based, Dana?
Chicago.
Oh, Chi-Town.
Yes, Chicago. I'm a little ashy voice today because I was at the Jesse Jackson funeral forever.
Nice.
Right. You were in the 6-7 hour marathon. Yes, I loved it. I watched. I popped in and out. But he deserves it. He deserves it.
He definitely deserves it. It's worth it for sure.
It was very inspiring.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dana. I really appreciate you. And thank you so much for showcasing art in this new AI world and letting us know. Go to danatoddpope.com. Get the piece. Get many pieces. Get you some pillows. I don't know if you still got pillows there. But get all the things.
The pillows are on Fearlessly Hue, HUE.com.
Okay, another company. Multi-potentialite. That's the word that we got today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Always, you already know.
Yeah. You already know too. Right.
Thank you for coming to the show. I really appreciate you. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Thank you. And nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, y'all. I usually am lingering at the end of the show doing recaps and all that and giving y'all, what we thought about today, but I actually got to roll in like 30 seconds. So shout out to Maria and the morning crew for joining us. Thank you also to everybody on Instagram. Thank you, Cameron, for being here. I really appreciate you. We'll be
You
back
held it
tomorrow.
down these last 2 days.
It was so good too. The show was
Dang,
so
you're
good.
not supposed to say that.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Dang, it was nothing without you. I will. All right, but no, this is good. Thank y'all all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, well, we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right. Have a good rest of your weekend.